You're thinking about making a move to Reading. Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while. Maybe you just got priced out of somewhere else and Reading somehow has landed on your radar. And you're trying to figure out if it makes sense for you too. I'm Chelsea. I'm a Bay Area transplant and a Reading Realtor. And this video is about where people are actually landing when they relocate here. So let's talk about where specifically people are landing, because that depends a lot on who you are and what you're looking for. If you're moving from the Bay Area or Sacramento and you want something that feels familiar, good suburban infrastructure, walkable to some things, near shopping and restaurants, shorter commute to downtown, you're probably gonna land in West Reading or River Ridge Estates. I've covered both of these in depth in the family neighborhood videos that I've already uploaded, so I'm not gonna repeat everything here. But from a relocation perspective, these are the neighborhoods that feel most like what Bay Area and Sacramento transplants are used to, just with dramatically more space and dramatically lower prices. You're gonna be looking at $380,000 to $700,000, depending on size and what street you're on. The next area is Palo Cedro, and this is one that keeps coming up for a very specific type of relocator. The person who says, I want acreage, I want to spread out. I want to feel like I'm actually outside of the city, even if I'm still close to it. Palo Cedro is about 8 to 10 miles east of downtown Reading on Highway 44. And what makes it work is that it's its own self-contained community. Grocery store, restaurants, solid schools, while still being a 15-minute drive to everything Reading has to offer. The schools here are genuinely strong. Junction Elementary and Middle School are highly rated, and Foothill High School gets consistent praise for its extracurricular programs. Home values are around $485,000 to $650,000, and a lot of what you're buying is land. Multiple acre properties, views, privacy. Homes sell fast here, around 25 days on market, which is significantly faster than the Reading city average. I want to talk about Anderson and Cottonwood because I think these two get overlooked by out-of-area buyers who are focused on Reading, and that's actually an opportunity. Anderson is just south of Reading, and it's a working community in the best sense of that phrase. Solid housing stock, good community infrastructure, parks, recreational opportunities, and prices that are meaningfully lower than Reading's west side. If you're a buyer who's been running the numbers and trying to figure out how to make it work, Anderson is worth a serious look. Cottonwood is further south and actually my favorite. It has a genuinely small town character. Residents consistently describe it as a great place to raise a family, friendly community, good school district, the kind of place where you know your neighbors. It's not the most exciting location on a map, but if you value community, safety, and affordability over proximity to everything, it definitely delivers. The trade-off with both of these is distance. You are further from the core of Reading, which means more driving for certain things. But if your lifestyle doesn't require being close to downtown, that distance stops being a downside pretty fast. I want to share what I actually hear from clients after they've relocated to Reading because I think it's more useful than anything else that I could say. The most common thing that they tell me is that they wish they had done it sooner. Not because Reading's perfect, nowhere is, but because the quality of life shift is bigger than expected. Less traffic, more space, more time, the feeling of actually being able to afford their life rather than just surviving it. The other adjustment people mention is the summer heat. Reading is hot, 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 especially in July and August. It is genuinely hot. Most people adapt, especially because there's always a lake or a river nearby to get into. But if you've never experienced this kind of dry heat before, it is worth being mentally prepared for. If you're in the middle of this decision, whether to make the move, where to land, how to think about the trade-offs, I'm happy to be a resource for you. This is my market, I made the move, I know these areas, and I know what's on the market, and I work with buyers who are relocating regularly. It's one of my favorite parts of this job because the people who choose to come here are usually making a really intentional decision about their life and not just a housing transition. Reach out if you want to talk about your specific situation or to download my Reading Relocation Guide. If you've been watching this series, thank you. Subscribe if you haven't because we've got more videos coming. And until then, I will see you in the next one.